Okay, for the second part of our workshop. Now, what's the agenda for today? Okay, it's our second day for our training workshop, and then what are the things that we have to accomplish? Let's just wait for this thing. Alright, so today you are supposed to, just a recap, okay, a quick recap of what happened last time. So we talked about what Edmodo is and why is it beneficial for us to use Edmodo, okay. So again, Edmodo is a safe and secure social networking site that is developed for educational purposes. And we did some signing up. So you signed up as a teacher and you also created groups and connections. So I hope everybody is part of the MGIS Manila group and the teacher trial group as well. And I hope you also logged in as a teacher of our school, Mahatma Gandhi. Now for today, we will be having the following agenda. So you will have to manage your teacher's account. Okay, so, and you have to sign up as a student as well. So what are the things that you should do if you ask your students to sign up for Edmodo? The last one, hopefully you will be able to tackle this off using the different features of Edmodo. So when we speak of features, it includes posting notes, homework or assignments, polls, quizzes. Okay? So that's what we are expected to accomplish for today. I hope we will be able to do all of these. If not, we still have the next session, the third and the final one. Okay. Before we have the following, we will be having Mr. Buckers to give us new sites that we can work on as a teacher or use as a teacher for our students to be able to come up for a creative way of expressing what they have learned in a specific subject.
I just like being on a long distance plane.
What happens if I pull this off?
Why don't you want to ask
Hello, dash hello mga protocol flow. I reserve this for you folks. Yeah, of course. Just didn't brought my exam without pictures of
sit here? I'll just get this one. So the others can use it. Sorry.
Okay, I'd just like to introduce you to two related websites that when I found them, I really felt that given the way kids are hooked on Facebook, that this might be an opportunity that's actually across all the subjects to encourage and enable them to express what they've learned to you in a way that might not seem so much like heavy work for them. They actually are creating a fake book page for example, if it's history, a person in history, if it's in literature, it's one of the main characters. If it's a nursery rhyme, it's a character in a nursery rhyme. If it's science, they can be an element, they can be a scientist. And it works. There's two sides. One is called fakeall.com. The other one, which I think is much more flexible, is called myfakeall.com. They're both free. The downside is, as you can see with this one, Elizabeth I, you get adverts that stay in. You can't get rid of them. So far, the adverts have been not inappropriate. So it's been shoes and various things. It doesn't seem to be targeted marketing like you find when you're in Yahoo or Google and they think they know who you are. And I signed up as a female on my Yahoo, so I keep getting, do you want to meet Lenny McCarthy? Do you want, all those things. Do you want men between 25 and 35? But it's targeted, they think they know who you are, therefore that's what happens. This one, these are all done by students, they can be done by teachers. You can create your own wall, then you can save your wall, and you can keep going back to it and you can share it with each other. This one is Elizabeth I. You source everything. You create your own Facebook page. So, this is the work that someone has done on her. Basic information, down to where they were born, the city, the background. Then you choose what you want to put up there. And there, yes please. And they'll post. Now, what would a child post to show you that they understand about Elizabeth I? She shared a picture of her death, painted much later. I'll read it to you. I died of food poisoning, but this painting would have you believe it was something much more dramatic. I'm remembered as the greatest monarch in English history. Though I was never married, I lived a rich, full life. The English people were my life. I loved them and was loved in return. That's different from saying, write me a paragraph about Elizabeth I and her relationship with the Brits at the time. Okay, that's the way they can express themselves. She then shared later pictures. Artists were kind to me in my old age. In truth, I had many scars from smallpox and was partially bald from it. Around this time, they started calling me Gloriana, the ageless queen. Then, people who like, you can like, comment, share, see friendships. They choose their friends, so they choose the particular people out of history that you know were related to her. And these friends will make comments. So here we go. William Shakespeare invites you to Twelfth Night. Now, is that appropriate given the time, given the epoch? Yes, it is. So they understand their period in history. One people likes this. The Lord Chamberlain's Manor-Priest presents a new play for Her Majesty's Candlemas Festival. That's true. It was Twelfth Night. Elizabeth Collins, wonderful Master Shakespeare. You are truly one of the greatest writers of this age, along with Christopher Marlowe, and I'm proud to be your queen. It goes on. They're developing this understanding of this period in history. Okay, and I wouldn't feel this is something, even if you only use it once, it's another way of showing you their level of understanding about the subject you just covered with them. And hopefully something that appeals to them. Can you go, we'll jump off here, go on to that. Can you go on to oxygen? Oh, oxygen. Okay, lots of scientific information that's here. Birthday, 1772. Why? Nico. Why was oxygen's birthday 1772?
Because that was the first time it was declared or published that it was an element.
Okay. I hope so, I'll believe you. Place of birth? Place of birth, Sweden.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Let's hope they're correct. Okay, it was discovered in Sweden, some Swedish scientists, let's see. Let's see. Can you push the ad choice has got in the way now? Can you move it across a little bit? No? I think we're okay.
It's pretty tough.
So there. We move out to join class of premium. No, thank you. Alright. It carries on. Lots of information about physical properties, melting point, if there is something, etc., etc., etc. We start having interactions with their friends. Rust, hydrogen, carbon, copper, nitrogen, trees. They're all their friends. Thank you to the photosynthesis cycle and the plants for producing so many of me. Trees like this. Next one. Nitrogen. It was nice working with you sometimes in my nitrogen cycle. Hope I work with you more in the near future. Oxygen likes this. Oxygen. I went swimming with hydrogen today. I feel so loved when all the sea creatures need me to breathe under the sea. Okay? And it goes on like that. Going down, where's the one that made me laugh earlier? Okay. Oxygen. Copper went tanning yesterday, and a little kid spilled hydrogen and me onto copper. Then I made copper turn rusty. I'm so sorry, copper. They understand the chemical reaction. They're doing it in a way that they're enjoying, making fun of it. But we're reacting to it as well. So that's another way. Can we go to the other oxygen? This one I won't even attempt. Okay, this one. This is obviously done by somebody who loves rap. They are really appealing to their friends to understand what they're not necessarily the teacher. Ozone in the house is the first line. He goes on. Big shout out to my two homies, Oxygen and Oxygen. We'll be hustling here today. Live or die, we own this planet. Ain't nothing possible without us. Okay, they've started. Aurora. Oxygen, you made my show last night legit. He goes on. I love the bright red and yellow-green colours you bring to the light show. Without you, it'd be boring blue and orange. There's scientific fact built in there. Oxygen, dear space, thanks for not inviting me to the party. What a jerk. No oxygen out there. Underneath. I'm so mad at carbon today. I was the basis for the periodic table for almost 75 years. Then carbon comes along and steals the glory. Now, all anyone talks about is how awesome carbon is and how great the periodic table he made. But does anybody remember my hard work? Okay. So, it will work across. Figures in history are really easy. You can do Mussolini, you can do Hitler, you can do Crystal Nat, whatever it might be. You can have all the main characters there. On the blogs and the webs that I've read from teachers who use it, and from the students themselves, the only problem with it is they can get to saturation point. Because you all ask them to do it at some point during the year. And they said, please don't ruin Facebook for us. Because every teacher wants us to do a fake book. Every teacher wants us to do a My Fake Wall. And it's too much. They love it when it's first introduced. But they don't want it as being the main vehicle.
Yeah.
Please have a look at it, see if you can find that useful and see how the students react to it. I started setting up one for Jose Rizal, just to test it. It will save onto a cloud, you put your own password on. Everybody who wants to make their profile public, it's there for you. You can search the archives. Obviously the biggest, 250 KB, you know somebody's put video in there, they put graphics in there. Some of them are 2 lines. The students, it's a work in progress, or they got bored. But where somebody has really gone into it, I started off with the description, finding half a dozen friends, and then downloading a YouTube. And in fact, what we didn't show you here because they won't load because it's YouTube, there's 2 videos that they put about their rolling explosions from YouTube. In mine, I did the trailer for his love story. And of course, with his lover also on the friends list, she made comments about they didn't get things right, and you can build that. And I find that part of history not really exciting, but I actually enjoyed doing that. And at the same time as doing it, I was finding out about Jose Rizal in a way I didn't understand. So it helped me focus on my research for him. So I really found it interesting to be able to do. Please have a go yourself. They're both free. Downloads onto a cloud. You need to have your own password. Fake book sometimes goes offline. My Fake Wall seems to stay up all the time. So if you have trouble with Fake Book, go to My Fake Wall. I think actually My Fake Wall is easier to work with, and you can add far more information to it. If you go looking for pictures, which you need for these people and for friends, It warns you if you take the option not to load from your hard drive and you go for Google, it warns you it's not perfect. So one, have it on safe mode, and then two, be prepared for a different picture to come up. When I first searched for his girlfriend, I got a 20th century female. So I then had to go in and give a different search that then produced the correct picture of the correct person. If it's not on safe search, it could pull up anything. So just be careful of that one when you search. I had trouble uploading a picture I'd saved to my C drive. I waited forever and it didn't come. That's why I went on to Google. But have a play with it first. And if anybody does introduce it to the kids, please keep us in touch. Just drop it into Edmodo and let us know. And let's see how they respond to it. Okay. Who's done?
Alright, thank you, sir, for sharing us 2 new sites. These sites will further after that.
Oh, that's a pathetic clap. I was just about to do this. And I thought, what did I like? Thank God that terrible comedian has got off the stage. Clap. Okay, thank you very much.
Alright, thank you, sir. Let's give a hand for Sir Bob. Alright, so these 2 new sites will actually encourage our students to be more creative with their ideas and for the teachers as well. Alright, so let's move on to the training workshop proper. Okay, so our first agenda will be managing teachers' accounts. So we'll be having Miss Vel to tour us with that.
Okay, so since we're done with the signing up as a teacher, so we're going to have signing up for your students, okay? And then how later on I'll be discussing about how to manage your own group, okay? Since you're going to start creating your own group for your classes. So in here, no need to have email address for the student, okay? They just need your code for your group, okay? So just click on I'm a student and then complete the necessary information, then click sign up. Okay, just like this. Email is optional, but if I were you, you allow students to have their email given in this particular information. Okay, why? Because notification and alerts will be sent to their emails, so that even if they don't open their Edmodo, they still receive notification from Edmodo through their email. Okay, so we'll be giving time for signing up as a student, 5 minutes. So let's start. Alright, so managing your commercial. Okay, so we'll go directly to managing our group, okay, or our classes. Alright, so in here, remember Edmodo has a upper right panel. You'll see that group settings, okay? So in here, you can lock and reset your group code, okay? What is lock? Okay, if your group is already signed in as a class, so you're complete, you have to lock your group so that nobody will join your account. Okay, anybody join your account unless it is your student. And then it's your choice if you're going to reset your code. If you feel like the code has been sent to to everyone, okay, you can reset your code. Okay, in group settings, okay, this is what you're going to do with the group setting. You can rename the group, okay. You can set all the new members to read only. What do we mean by read only status? Okay, they can't post directly to the group or the entire group. They can only post messages in the owner or the teacher. Okay. Change grade level subject. This would be helpful. Like if you had grade 7 this year, so next one you be grade 8. So you can change the group grade level or subject. And also, you can delete the group. Okay, manage member. There it is. So in the right panel of your Edmodo homepage, you will find manage. Okay, just select manage. And then if you want to delete a member, so select remove a member. So that would be the student will automatically delete it to your group.
Lazy ass. Thank you. I've got an easy access to everything. Can't you just do that?
Okay, so let's have an example for that. Okay, so for instance, we have grade 10 chemistry, manage. Okay, pop-in window will appear showing your members or your students. Okay, so in here, as you can see, select a student like Clark. Okay, you can award badge or remove this specific student to your group. Okay, just click and remove your award badge. Okay, so you can also create small group, okay, by selecting manage again, and then click create small group, and then you enter the name, and then click create. So Miss Marian, can you show them? There you go. Create small groups there. It will appear on this left panel of your homepage. Okay, those are the members of your group, so you can just choose. Right, if it is group 1, so you just drag name, click this one to appear on that particular small group. Okay, laboratory 2. Okay. So if you want to have groupings, so this would be helpful. Okay, creating a small press. Okay, so another feature in groups, you can also invite a co-teacher. Like for instance in science, we do coordinated sciences, wherein we collaborate physics, chemistry, and biology in one grade. Like for example, grade 10. So the 3 of us is their teacher in science. So you can invite teacher to that group, using the code you've given to your students. Okay, then this is how it's done. So you select manage. Okay, on the manage member page, select call teacher's name, like Miss Marian Hatchet.
Here, for example,
Okay.
we will just change.
Yeah, change that one. No.
I don't know about teachers is.
Like me. Include Christina. Invite Christina. The code, please. Okay, so once your call teacher is part of the group, so you have to manage the member status of that teacher. Yep. There you go. Call teacher. So you just drag in a drop arrow and then choose call teacher. Okay. In call teaching, you can also give grades and manage the group also as the owner of the account. That's it. That will be all. Alright.
Alright, so good afternoon, teachers.
Hello.
We are so alive this afternoon. Again, good afternoon, teachers. Okay, thank you. Alright, so I am here to share with you the features of Edmodo, although I am very, very sure that most of you already know the features. So what I did is just to present it very briefly, and then if I feel that there is a need for us to manage, to really do the specific feature, then we'll go to the account. But initially, we'll just go over what we can actually do or how we can actually use Edmodo. Alright, while Miss CJ is preparing the presentation, this is one presentation tool that you can actually use for class. It's Spreadsheet. So I know that many teachers are already using this. So if you're tired of the conventional PowerPoint presentation, you can actually make use of this. It gives you like a very clear canvas and just like start putting everything together and just do pathways, okay? So we're going to explore Edmodo and start with the first C. There are 3 C's under Edmodo. The first one is to connect, okay? Basically, Edmodo allows us to connect. First and foremost with our students, okay? We do this by the posts that we actually place in Edmodo. We can actually post alerts, okay? Like for example, tomorrow is exam day. Or you can post a note, okay? I think many of you have tried posting notes. In notes, you can actually put in links, Okay, meaning it could go directly to specific websites that you have assigned. You can also post pictures. You can also post posters, PowerPoint presentations, document, etc. Okay, I haven't heard of any file that you can't upload in Edmodo. So if there is, let us know. Okay. You can also come up with polls which can serve as motivation and checkpoints. Okay. How many of you here? Like, I think there were only 6 of you here. So, who among you here answered the poll question that I posted in the teacher trial group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sakto, 6. Okay. So, there is a, can we go to the home and then teacher trial group? Okay, I posted a poll just for you to see how the poll actually works. Go down. Could you all please go to your teacher trial group homepage? Okay, you have to see the option there with regards to the poll. Huh? Teacher trial group. Okay, my question there is that how would you rate Edmodo so far? High 5, it's helpful and engaging. Power 4, it's something students will like. Okay, 3, it's worth a try. Low 2, it's confusing and difficult. Back to 1, FP is better. Okay, could you please rate it now?
I did that.
Okay, if you did already, then no need to rate. So, go to your teacher trial homepage, look for this, and then rate it. After which, CJ will press refresh, and there should be changes here. Okay? So that's how I know that you are actually answering the poll question. Okay? Counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see. Is it loading or there's really nothing? Okay. Okay, so total votes 15, and most of you answered high 5. There are a lot of you who answered also 3 marks, etc. Okay, so like for example, when you want to start a class, you start with a question like that. Students will just immediately answer, and then you have an idea of what they see or what they feel about your topic or your topic in the past. So a very quick checkpoint for your kids. Okay? You have a tie between high 5 and okay 3. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Alright. Not that one. Next. Yes. Okay, this is another cool thing that I found out. You can actually come up with alumni groups. For example, you have, graduates, and you still want to, collaborate with them, connect with them. You can come up with an alumni group just to, ask them how they are, etc., etc. So this is an option, okay? Next. Of course, you can connect with teachers. What we are actually discussing with Ms. CJ before is that one of the really good thing about Edmodo is that you are able to hone not only your student skills but yourselves as well. Okay? Personally, I found really good sites when I used Edmodo. When I became member of professional development community. Okay, so I highly suggest you become members of professional development community. They give you all sorts of webinars, all sorts of possible websites that you can choose in class. And what's good about it is that they give testimonies on how these websites and how these resources have helped them as teachers. So you won't, test waters pa whether this would work for me or not. At least you can already know what other teachers in the other areas of the world think about it. Okay? So, connecting with teachers, you can, as I have said, communities, and then of course the teacher groups that we have, okay? I've already seen CJ, Miss Rain, Miss Dina, Sir Melvin posting some, you did it? When?
Planning.
Planning to, okay, I'll wait for that. Like posted resources in Edmodo, and these are really good sites. I read Miss Dina's date a reader, is that correct? Yeah. Why men should date readers? Okay, so you have to read that. That's so nice. So, instead of teachers, date a reader, not teachers. No joking. All right. Okay, so you can come up with discussion topics. Like for example, if there's like a latest trend in education, or for example, so excited.
One with force.
Okay. CJ will go to my community. What community will you see there? Professional development. I'm member of Career and Tech Education, Science, and Professional Development. Okay, so this is the very persistent Mr. Thompson. Yeah, I've received all sorts of, okay, down please. So here, teachers just gonna sort of like post something, and then Jay, until you find, yeah, here. Okay, and then when you find something interesting, you simply click library, CJ please click, and then it's already added to your library. Okay, could you please click my library? Okay, so that it's easy for you to see what are the websites and resources that you actually saw. Okay, I'm going to share with you this one. Very shortly, because I just did this launch website. And then, this is classdojo.com. Log in, CJ.
That's the thing that the basic so I want
Alright, this one is a class management tool, okay? What I did is to, could you please put classes there? I click classes. Okay, I added a class, our teacher training start class. Okay. And this is everyone here, okay? So, Kali, Harvey, yeah. And then, whenever you start a class, for example, you want to, for example, Miss Kali gave me a correct answer. I would like to reward her for that. I just click Kali, and then I award participation. Okay. So, 1 point for Kali. For example, Nico is noisy. Okay? Where's Nico? Nikolai. Yeah, there. Also, negative. So, disruption, for example. So, 1 minus 1 for Nikolai. Okay. For example, Sir Peter. Is Peter there? Let's just say CJ. CJ, negative. Out of chair. Okay, so I mean, while you are actually discussing from time to time, just so you know, that point on your laptop. Actually, in the US, what they do is this is connected to their iPhone. So they simply click on their iPhone whenever they would want to give a minus point or a positive point. And at the end of the class, for example, you end your class, it automatically gives you the performance of the class. For example, you're 33% positive because that's based on the plus points and the minus points that you got. And yeah, seriously.
Is this all happening in real time, real life, in classrooms?
Real time, yeah.
Yes.
How?
This one is being tried by other schools. I'm not saying you should try this. This is just something that I researched, I saw in Edmodo. And schools in the United States are actually using this, especially for the lower levels. Okay?
Because I'm worried that if you present it to us, maybe some of us will actually follow this, and we end up with a classroom with a whole school of just...
I know.
This is just like to give you an idea of the things that I actually see under professional development. In the end, it's your call. It's your call as a teacher. If you think it's applicable, you can use it. If it's not applicable, by all means, try something else, okay? So, I don't think this is, I don't know, for a higher level, this might not be something, you know, effective, okay? And if, that is, you know, if your students are like the grade 12 students, I mean, this won't work for them. Okay. So just to clarify, teachers, can I have everyone's attention? Yeah, I know you're also excited. Okay, just to clarify, everything that we're presenting here are things that we actually learned from Edmodo. You can adopt, you may not adopt, it's your choice. Okay, but of course, we highly encourage you to use Edmodo. Okay, because that's what we are going to use for next school year. Okay, let's go back, CJ. There. Okay, so these are like examples of class discussions for teachers. Next. Okay. This is another thing that I saw. Again, this did not come from me. This is something that I saw from a website. some teachers actually use Edmodo for tutor connection. Like for example, instead of the tutors asking the teachers, Miss, what did you tackle for this week? What did you do this week? What the teacher does is to actually give her a code, him or her a code, so that he or she sees the discussions for the whole week of that particular student. Again, you have a control over it. If it's a tutor, you only need to give a read-only account. You don't need to give them a full account by wherein they can actually, post, notes and all of that. So it's just a read-only account for them to see the topics. Again, this is something that you can do. You may or may not do so. Okay, and then finally, you can actually connect with parents. But because we are still in the process of studying if this is applicable, this is not something that we are trying out at the moment. Because the problem here, what's good about this is that when you give accounts to a parent code, you give a parent code, the parent gets to see the grades of his child, the assignments of his child. If he did not submit a specific assignment, the parent will see that, and all other postings that the student does. Okay? But the problem is that we found out that a parent can actually add another student. So it's like, I realized that, I found out the code of another student, however means it is, I can actually add, okay, there's a bird in the air conditioner. So the parent can actually add the student, and he or she can also see the grades of the student. So unless that is resolved or something that we actually check on how we can do about it, we are not encouraging yet the use of the parent connection or the parent code. Okay, so that's on connecting. The next thing, connecting is just the start. The better thing about it is that Edmodo allows you to collaborate. Okay. First in the collaboration are back channel discussions. Okay, back channel discussions, this is a strategy by which a teacher discusses something or presents something, for example, a movie or a video or a PowerPoint presentation. And while this is happening, students can actually interact with each other. For example, you show them a movie of Mahatma Gandhi, and there are guide questions, and while it's playing, they could ask clarificatory questions. Like, for example, is that, I don't know, sir, mama, is that the brother of Mahatma Gandhi coming in, etc., etc.? And they can actually, no, it's not his brother, it's actually his father, etc., etc. So, real-time discussions, that's what we call back channel discussions. And these are the leading back channel websites we have, or programs we have, and Edmodo is actually one of them. Okay, so that's one way by which Edmodo emphasizes and enhances collaboration. Okay, next. Project-based learning, or PBL. Okay, so Mr. Nick is so happy. PBL, or project-based learning, is simply like putting up a project for students to work on, putting in the guidelines, the format, etc., everything that you want them to know, and then just allow them to work on their own. Like, come up with small groups, for example, group 1, group 2, group 3, and they simply just discuss over the wall what are the resources that we need, what are the materials that we need, who will bring this, etc., etc. So it gives them sort of a freedom to work on the project, but at the same time, as a teacher, you can actually monitor what they are actually discussing, who is performing, who is not performing, who is participating, and who just keeps silent and all of that. Okay, so Edmodo is a very good venue. It's a very good venue to actually provide provide students an opportunity to discuss their group projects under your subjects. And then finally, continued tasks even if you are not around, okay? This does not mean that we are encouraging you to be absent or to take on prolonged sick days and extended leaves, but it simply means that your absence will not impede the learning of the students, okay? So sometimes there are teachers who are absent and we don't know what to do, okay? But through Edmodo, you can actually just leave the activity there, like the PowerPoints that you want them to see, the videos you want them to see, and they could go on with their lesson for the day. I did this one time when I was absent for grade 11 and grade 12. So I simply place the PowerPoint presentation there and the worksheet that they need to answer, and all the teachers, the substitute need to do is to just monitor that they're actually doing it. They're actually checking the site and then doing the tasks that are assigned to them. Okay, so there is no excuse for students to say, Miss Marian's not around, we have free time, I don't know, because she didn't leave a task, etc., because it's actually there uploaded in Edmodo. So, second C is collaborate. Connect, collaborate. And then the final one is to create. Edmodo allows us to create, okay? First, we can actually create quizzes and assignments, okay? I've known of some teachers who tried coming up with quizzes. Just a precaution, these are quizzes, not long examinations. So please try to just prepare 10 items, 15 items, okay, for your students, okay? Because if it's, longer than that, it's going to be very difficult for you and for the kids, okay? So what's good about it is that if you prepare a quiz, they could answer it and they could actually get their scores right after. Okay, after they submit the quiz, they get to know their score and the correct answers for specific items. Okay, actually uploaded one quiz for the teacher trial. Some teachers answered that already, but that's actually for the end of the session. So if we finish early today or probably the next meeting, you could go over the quiz and we'll try to see whether you learned or not. Okay. Now, go back. Sorry. Aside from that, assignments can also be uploaded in any way that you can think you can. Link it to other websites, etc., etc. You have the freedom to do so. Next. Okay. It allows you to create a virtual library. Okay, what's good about it is that you have a control of what websites would you like students to actually see. Okay, for example, if you prepare a library for grade 10 at a particular subject, you encourage them, for example, to visit these websites because you believe these websites would actually really help them, then it's just on their library and then they get to view that. Okay? So it's very easy because whenever you see a good site, just add that and it's already in your library. Okay? In the same manner, this library also allows students who just got in, for example, we had a student before from grade 10, Noah, who just came in like around a month ago or 2 months ago. And then I did not need to sit down with him and to discuss everything again because I just gave him the code for grade 10, told him that all the resources are in the library, and just review those things. If he has questions, that's the time that he goes to me. So we just discuss minimally clarificatory questions on this and that, but everything else is actually there. What you taught the students, it's stored there. So he gets everything that has happened from the beginning to when he actually came in the school. Okay? And of course, you can create groups and subgroups. Miss Vel taught you about that. You can be very creative in your subgroups. You can come up with very cool titles for your groups. You can come up with some subgroups, etc. It depends on your need as a teacher. These are just the things that, these are the basic elements in Edmodo, but it's up to the creativity of the teacher to actually make it more engaging and more beautiful in the eyes of the students. Okay, and of course, Edmodo is a venue for discovery. If you as a teacher, you are able to see a lot of things by simply using Edmodo, more so for kids or for students, okay? You actually provide them a venue to explore what is in the internet through videos and a while ago, Miss CJ showed a poster, an interactive poster. She did this in blogster.edu, okay, or blogster.com. So, by actually providing students with these websites and these resources, you are helping them expand their ideas and their knowledge about the World Wide Web. Okay? Okay, you can also create calendar. This is an example of my calendar. In fairness sake, because these are like all review sessions for grade 11 and for grade 12. And then you have like quiz schedules. What I do every start of the month is that I already set the calendar for my students. Every first meeting of the month, I shared to them the calendar. It tells them that, okay, we're going to have the quiz on this day, we're going to blah, 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 etc., etc. So that they can project their schedule. They know when to submit a specific project, a specific paper. It's everything in the calendar, okay? But of course, you can always modify, okay? This is not something that is fixed. Meaning, oh, it's in the calendar, so we have to take the quiz by that time, even if we didn't finish. You could always make modifications as long as it is clear to your students. Okay, so we have connect, collaborate, and create. Okay, there's actually more. Grades, okay? I don't know if you have seen the grade book in Edmodo. That's what we're going to show now. Okay, for example, I have grade. Can you please click grade 10? Okay, for example, grade 10 and then manage first. Yeah, okay. If you actually print a member list with stats, please click generate page. It will show you, back. Or escape. Okay, it will show you all the information, including the number of badges, parents, go, etc. So you can just simply print this for your use. Go back, CJ. And then for the grades, okay, for example, G10. Okay, so for example, these are their names, and then these are the turned-in assignments, and these are the scores. Whenever they submit an assignment and you grade that, you put in the score, and then it's automatically here. The more that you have, the more scores that are actually there. And this one, the total, although it's not reliable, based on our grading system, it still gives you an idea of how much your students perform. Okay, because this is merely an average. Okay, so it's like, if it's 10 items, that represents 100, 20, etc., etc. So it basically just gives you an idea of how the students are performing. But it's there, real time, whenever they submit, whenever you grade, you can check the grade book, you can send it. When the students check their grades, they will only see their own grades. They won't be able to see the grades of their classmates. So you don't need to worry about that. In the same manner, if ever in the future we are able to use the parent codes, the parents will only see the grades of their respective student. Okay. All right, Miss Bell mentioned about co-teaching. If you are, two in a class, for example, for kindergarten or for coordinated sciences, biochem, physics, you can actually just have one group and just post everything that we need there as a coordinated science group, team teach, co-teach, etc. And all others that you and your students will discover. Okay, it doesn't mean that whatever we present, that's the be-all and end-all of everything. Okay, so we know for sure that you will be able to discover a lot more than what we have actually presented. So that is why we actually encourage you to explore. Okay, and of course, enjoy the use of Edmodo. Okay, so with that, don't forget the references, okay, to be legal about it. A lot of the things that I place here are not from my own knowledge, but from these references. So with that, I thank everyone and have a lovely day.
Alright, so that's about it. Okay. So for next meeting or for next training workshop, we will be trying the features or the basic features of Edmodo. Okay? Are there questions for today's workshop, teachers? Are there anything that you want to clarify?
Miss, I'll just inform you by next week. There might be a few teachers who will be out because I am there.
By that day, yes.
On that day, yeah. They might not be there. Because they're invigilating for an IB exam.
Okay, so perhaps we will just share to them whatever transpired during that day. Okay, now, whatever we have presented to you from last session up until the last, from last Thursday rather, up until next Thursday, we will be giving you a soft copy. Okay, we will be giving you USB. Okay, with all the materials, with all the references that we presented to you. Okay. By the way, just a short advertisement, because I know some of you are not aware of this. We have actually have our own channel at YouTube. So if you have the time, okay, so please look into the videos. Okay, the call this video of some of our teachers, okay, and the videos of our students, the one that were presented during the Earth Hour contest, video contest, okay. So please try to check, okay, if you have the time. Well, it's not playing because YouTube is blocked here. So if you, yes, sorry for that. So if you get home tonight, so try to check.
Has Roger or someone mentioned while I was out what you want to talk about for tomorrow?
Oh yes, we still have some concerns.
One of the members of the janitorial staff have this, her brother actually
Got shot.
had a gunshot during the demolition that happened. Yes, it's the brother. And she needs some financial help. So if we can spare like some amount of money for tomorrow, then we're just going to pass an envelope around for her. You want to do
Monday,
it
it's okay.
Monday?
I think
I guess we're going to have our salary
tomorrow.
Most probably.
Most chances are.
I'll check for you because I'm actually going to.
Thank you, sir.
Here, so that we can help them. For those who can give tomorrow, then yes.
And the school will make a donation as well. But obviously, whatever we can do, I'm not. I think it's just a matter of the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, but if everybody saw it on TV, I think I'd have been there getting shots as well. So you know, it was not done correctly.
So it was an officer.
There was a guy with a SWAT machine gun who was supposed to be firing warning shots at the chest level. I think it was him. And I'm not allowed to say anything about it. So. Okay.
Alright, so an envelope will be passed around tomorrow for the donations. Okay. Alright, by the way, Miss Mary Ann will be posting the quiz later. So if you want to try, okay, answering it, you can answer it. Okay, using your account. Okay, so that's about that for today. So if there are